All right, hello, welcome to this weather update. We have to talk about something very unusual that happened. A tornado in Fisher's Island, and there was no possibility, there was no discussion of any severe weather yesterday, but we had a cold front move through early this morning, and apparently it had caused a tornado in Fisher's Island. So it was an EF0. The estimated time was 7:35 a.m. this morning. The estimated wind speed was 65 to 85 miles an hour. Maximum path width, they're not sure yet, but the length was about 2 miles. Fortunately, no fatalities, and right now we don't know if there were any injuries. But the Fisher's Island Fire Department and Suffolk County Office of Emergency Management reported numerous trees and power lines down across Fisher's Island. In addition, small buildings were removed off their foundation, and there were numerous power outages across the island and numerous boats that were tossed around near the water. The National Weather Service dual-pole radar confirms a waterspout had moved onshore across the island shortly after 7:30 a.m., becoming a tornado before moving back offshore as a waterspout. This is a preliminary tornado summary report for Fisher's Island. A more detailed report will be issued tomorrow after the National Weather Service conducts an on-site investigation in collaboration with the Suffolk County with Suffolk County Emergency Management and other local officials. So I want to show you some of the pictures from this tornado. By the way, News 12 did not report on this at all. News 12 was back to their usual crappy self today. They covered absolutely no local news today at all. They're very mostly on the national news again, which is ridiculous. These national news stories that happen hundreds of miles away do not impact us here on Long Island, and they shouldn't be taking up so much time. But that's why we don't talk about those national news stories. You won't hear it at all here. Anyway, here's some of the damage. And there was some damage here. Look at these. Looks like some houses, some barns that were damaged here from Fisher's Island. Look at this. Fisher's Island, I'm going to have to show you where Fisher's Island is located in a minute. But here we go. Tornado touches down, and this is the article from The Patch. And you can see here is a video of it. I'll put the link to the story here, but here you go. You can clearly see a funnel, and here's some of the damage here. So a very rare event. Here is what it looked like on the radar. So actually, I want to look at this this on the radar. So let's see if we can get a larger image. Here we go. All right. Here's Fisher's Island. Fisher's Island is located off the North Fork. It is part of Suffolk County, but it's really closer to Connecticut. It's way out east. But this cell just exploded over there, and this is probably due to the warm water temperatures again. So it was a very unusual event. Should have been brought up on News 12, but it was only brought up in the weather report for like 10 seconds. But a tornado in Fisher's Island, extremely unusual, to say the least, extremely unusual. So you can see here Stonington, Connecticut, Groton. So again, it's off the North Fork. Way off the North Fork, so it's way out east. Very unusual to see this in Fisher's Island, to say the least. Very unusual to see tornadoes, with that marine influence. But that marine influence and those warmer than normal water temperatures probably caused the storm to intensify and form a tornado. So a very unusual situation. And once again, shame on News 12 for not bringing this up. Just absolute shame on them. They were too busy talking about other national news stories that have no effect and no impact on us here on Long Island. This definitely had a big impact, as well as the storm we went through a couple of days ago, which wasn't covered very well in the media either. So we're going to look at Ventusky. I don't want to rant too much about the media. You know how I feel about them. You know how I feel about them. So it was kind of a mild day, but the temperatures are going to be dropping. We're going to look at the temperatures now. We're going to go to tomorrow here. We'll use the Ventusky site for a change here, and we'll look at the temperatures around 2 p.m. All right, so temperatures will be around 2 p.m. In the 50s. Looks like maybe a little warmer in southern New Jersey, maybe mid-50s. So we'll be in the mid-50s tomorrow. It will be a cool day. Probably maybe a little bit below normal, but what's going to happen when we get to Wednesday is the temperatures are going to come up a lot with the southwest wind, and now we're going to have temperatures probably approaching 60 degrees on Long Island, and in Jersey probably in the 60s for the 31st. That would be Halloween. So weather will be very good for trick-or-treating and the like. And if we look at the clouds, we should have plenty of sunshine too the next couple of days as well. you'll see mostly clear conditions across the area for Wednesday. And also, we back it up to tomorrow. We'll also have mostly clear conditions. Uh, Here is Tuesday's weather. Tuesday's weather will be even clearer, probably completely clear. So it should be a very nice day. So we have some nice weather on the way after some unexpected craziness. Yeah, Fisher's Island is right over here in this spot. So if we zoom in here, I'll show you. Here's Fisher's Island right here. All right, so it's right off, literally, this is the North Fork, and it's like off the North Fork. It's closer to Connecticut than it is, but it is part of Suffolk County, Long Island. I never understood why that's not part of Connecticut, but very unusual to see a tornado or waterspout there. I don't think it's ever happened before, but again, we are in uncharted territory with the weather. I wasn't going to do a weather update today, but when we took a look at what was going on, with this tornado out in Fisher's Island, I had to bring it to you, especially since none of the other media outlets seem to be even acknowledging it. I know it's a lightly populated area, but it's a very unusual weather event, and it should be talked about more. But they'd rather talk about other things that, you know, are more political in nature, of course, because that's what the media loves to do. That's why our president calls it fake news. And you know what? He's right in a lot of ways. It is fake news. I lost a lot of respect for the mass media over the past couple of years. I think they just stink. Anyway, that's going to be it for this weather update. Take care. Thank you for watching.